Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana hobby guy. And I'm guessing if you're here because you got the Lightburn keyword came up in your feed, you don't know me. This probably isn't going to be the video for you. So you can just back up right now. But if you're one of my loyal subscribers or patrons or friends, and I know there are thousands of you out there, then today I'm going to share a personal story about what's happened to me in the last week or so medically, and how I guess you could say Lightburn saved my life. I know you saw the thumbnail and clicked on the video, and it says this is a quick story on how Lightburn saved my life this week. And I know a lot of you are probably scratching your head and saying, how does a piece of software save your life? Well, this all goes back to me and my personal medical issues that I've been suffering through for the last couple of years with, with my heart and other things. And I have had for about a year and a half a very common problem called an abdominal aortic aneurysm. And what this is a weak spot in the aorta that carries all the blood through your system. And it's sort of like when you get a tire that's got a bubble in it. Okay, so one of the spots in the tire gets weak and there's a bubble that comes out. And eventually it pops and you die. Well, I've had that for a while, and it's very common in people that are my age because the weakness just develops at some point in place along the line. And it's been at, about 40 millimeters for a couple of years now, and it hasn't changed. And so my doctor, excuse me, I'm still having I'm still having breathing issues from the fentanyl in the anesthesia. So, but anyway, it normally increases very little, a millimeter at a time, and they tend to check it. Oh, okay, we'll see you. We'll get another CAT scan in 6 months and see where it is. Well, I just had one last month, and was at 41.5 millimeters, if I'm not mistaken. And that's not a problem. So the doctor said, she told me, well, we'll see you again in 6 months. And I was fine with that because that's what we've been doing. And so last week, or I should say the last couple of weeks, have been very challenging for me, helping my son to start 2 new businesses and maintaining the channel and all of the offshoots from the channel, the groups and the forums and the email and the messages and Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So I've been working really, really hard. And last week I had that Lightburn marathon after a long, hard week of work where I probably put in 45 or 50 hours worth of work. I had to get started on that Lightburn marathon and get those 3 videos out in that 3 days between Friday and Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I did them on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it took a lot out of me. I was very stressed, and even though I really enjoy doing this, it's one of my favorite things that I can do. It is stressful. Usually it's good stress. And Sunday, after I hit schedule on YouTube for Monday morning's video, I was sitting right here in this chair, And I went to get up, and I couldn't stand up. And my sciatica, which has been a problem for about 8 years now, had kicked in so bad that the back of my legs were numb, the front of my legs were numb, and I couldn't stand. And it took me, without exaggeration, about 20 minutes to be able to get from here to the house, which is right next door. And the pain was just excruciating down my legs and up my back. And I literally couldn't walk. And if you know me, you know I don't use that term like the kids today do. Literally. I mean, it literally, I could not walk. And I don't use that word. So it's very rare you hear me say it. And after a few hours of suffering, I finished that video at about 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 or 10:30. I was still on my first cup of coffee at the time, like I am today. And I think by about 7 o'clock p.m., it was so bad I couldn't find a place to sit without pain, or stand without pain, or lay down and find a comfortable position, anything but one position in the fetal position, and that was it, where the pain was quelled to a certain point. And my wife said it's time to go to the emergency room. So we went to LCMC, West Jefferson Medical Center, right down the block here, and which happens to be one of the best hospitals around. And I go into the emergency room, and I don't know how this happened, but I got there and gave them my information, and they brought me right in and into a room. And this young doctor comes in, and he's going through his normal thing. What are the signs and the symptoms, and trying to evaluate it, and doesn't really get a handle on what was going on, and didn't quite understand it. I had some signs and symptoms of other things that sort of concerned him. And he said, well, we're going to go and, give you some shots and get you treated for the pain. And he left. And he comes back about 10 minutes later, and he said, look, there's some things that aren't adding up to me, and I think I need to look a little further in some different area. Do you mind if we send you up to CAT scan to get a CAT scan? And I was sure, if I don't care what you do as long as you get me out of this pain. So I get back from, and they came right away. I mean, I was very impressed with the emergency care. I can't remember the last time I was in an emergency room. And they get me right up to CAT scan, and he comes back in looking really concerned. And he says, you're having a problem with your sciatica, and we can see that on the CAT scan. But forget about that for right now, because we found a problem with your AAA. He said, do you know that you have a AAA? So that's the aneurysm in my aorta, right? And I said, yeah, and I just had the CAT scan done. It was 41 millimeters. He said, well, it's 5.7 centimeters right now, and it's leaching blood from the outer wall. And that sort of took me by surprise, because I just had it done. I follow doctor's orders. It's supposed to be 3 months out. He said, no, you likely you won't make it through the night, or another day. So I'm going to call in the doctor that's on call, and get that fixed for you. Is that okay? He asked me if it was okay. I thought that was really funny. A really nice young man. Really nice young man. I enjoyed that. So I said, yeah, of course it's okay. And I guess about an hour later, now we're getting around 11 o'clock at night. And this young lady comes in, beautiful young lady comes in, and she said, I just looked at your CAT scan, and we have to move very quickly. So I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to talk to you, but we need to get you into surgery and put a graft in and fix the problem that you're having. And I said, okay, that'll be fine. I did ask her. I did ask her. I said, you've done this before, right? And she said, yeah, relax. I'm older than I look. I've done it before. I've done it several times, and we use some very advanced procedures to get it done. So you're in capable hands. And, I could tell by her whole demeanor and the way that she talked that she was probably very experienced at this. And I doubt that they would call somebody who wasn't. So there were actually two of them. I didn't see the second one until I was in the surgery prep, and there was a pretty good story in there too. So I got into surgery, and this big, tall young man comes walking in with a like an old doctor's bag, and I guess maybe he was in his 40s or 30s, and a big smile on his face and cracking jokes and with the nurses and doctors. And he comes over to me and he says, hey, my name's Dave, and sticks out his hand. He says, I'm going to be your bartender for tonight. Mix you up a few cocktails. And I thought that was kind of funny. Uh, I know it's it's a very serious thing, but they made it very light. And the next thing I know, I'm waking up and everything's finished. And she did use some advanced procedures. I only had there were three different parts where they entered my arteries, with the tools. Very, very tiny little cut. And I've had like angiograms before where you wake up and you've got this big. I've woken up with people standing over me, putting pressure on an artery. No, not anymore. They encased the small incision in the artery in some sort of a waxy substance that dissolves into your body over the course of a few weeks and allows it to heal, and there's no swelling or anything like that. So I just had three band-aids, on my arteries, which I thought was pretty wild. And today, we're talking a week later, almost a week later, that they're gone. Band-aids were gone in a day, and there's no lumps there or anything else. She just did a wonderful job on it, and I got the after scan results where they showed me on my monitor, and everything was back to normal. So I did get to see like a before and after, and it was like a bicycle tire, with a big bubble in it was the before, and now it's just like a regular bicycle tire, look completely normal. So the whole point of me making this video, why I thought I should make this video, one is to let you all know that I'm going to be taking it a little bit slower, so it may be a little more time in between videos. I love what I'm doing, so I'm not going to stop doing that. Obviously, I'm going to be on the live tonight. I'm going to take a nap after this and come back and be on the live for an hour tonight on the Laser Makers Realm at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern with Jeremy and Patrick, and we're going to do some fun projects. And I think that's going to help me, to recover. So number one, I'm going to slow down a little bit, just because that's what I've been told I need to do. And number two, I know a lot of you out there are in my age group, what the young kids call boomers today. And I wanted just to point out that while it's okay to take your doctor's advice, sometimes you may want to pay a little more attention on your end as to whether you think you need more or better treatment, and maybe shorten things up. Like, for instance, if you have a heart doctor, he may say, well, I'll want you to see you come back in 6 months if you have a particular problem that's affecting you. Maybe you should make that appointment for 3 months out or something like that, just in case, especially if life is getting stressful for you, because that affects that whole system, the heart. And I just want to give a warning to people that, if I had not done those videos, I would have been able to just have a normal weekend and just have the average, normal pain that I have from my sciatica that's part of my life now for a couple of years. And I would have never even found out about this. It was only the fact that I was working and promoting Lightburn Software and trying to get out that version 1.7 and those 3 videos in a row, 3 days in a row. That's the only reason why my sciatica got inflamed so badly that I couldn't walk, and I needed to go get immediate spot treatment on it. So had I not done that, had I not been working on Lightburn Software, I would have never have known this, and this video probably would not be on the internet right now. Monday or Tuesday may have been my last days on this planet. So I just want to tell everybody out there that my hobby, this software, making videos, actually saved my life this week. And I'm very grateful for that. And I'm very grateful for you all that are here that motivate me to do this every week, or at times during the week, so I can get a video out at the end of the week. So this has gone a lot longer than I really wanted it to, but I just wanted to tell you all that I appreciate you so much, and I really appreciate your support and you sticking in there and watching my videos, which can go off on tangents in many ways and may not be as good as other people's videos that are out there, but you stick around and you're subscribed and you support the channel, and I really appreciate that, and I want to thank you for helping me to get to the point where the channel is today and keeping me involved in this hobby, where if I weren't, I might not even be here right now talking to you. So just a fun life story to share with you this week, more on a personal level than the typical videos that you see me do. But I feel like I'm on a personal level with a lot of you, hundreds or thousands of you already, with the communications that we have by phone and email and messenger and things like that. But anyway, I'm out of juice for right now. I'm going to go back to bed and relax a little bit. And again, I want to thank you all so much for helping me to advance this hobby. And if you're around tonight, you can see me on the Laser Maker's Realm at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And I also wanted to say I'm going to come back out. I'm going to schedule this video for this afternoon. And I'm going to come back out and I'm going to rewatch what I just recorded with you. So it's called a premiere video. And I'm going to be there in the chat. So I'm going to watch your responses to this video and participate in the chat with you. So I don't know what else to say, except, as always, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next one.
Shining bright, laser light in the bayou tonight. Rich the Louisiana hobby guy, he's ready for his flight. With his engraver in hand, he's got ideas in his sight. Carving dreams and making art, he's gonna do it right.